to CO15, which is our final step in our ascent to equation solving. We're going to determine whether or not a given value is a solution. This is the checking of your answers that I want you all to be doing when you solve an equation. Math is the most glorious subject for so many reasons. One of them being is that you can cheat, and I want you to do it, right? If you're taking a test in like history, like a geography test, and you're trying to figure out where Spain is, you can't like pull out a map and check your answer, see if you're correct, right? You can't, that would be cheating, and that's a bad thing. Here, when you solve an equation, you come up with a value for a variable, you can check your answer to see if you're right. Plug that value back into the equation like we did yesterday. We practiced plugging things in, okay? Plug it back in and see if it works. If it does, you know you're right. If it doesn't work, then you know you have to go back and fix it, okay? So it's like you can check your answer. It's cheating and it's glorious. I want you to do it, and we're going to practice that today. So first, if you think back to CO13, we defined what an expression is. It's a mathematical statement. What's an equation? What's an equation? Yeah. It needs an equal sign. And what does the equal sign mean? And don't say equal to. What does the equal sign mean?
Like, either something's equal to something, or it like just equals. Like,
Okay, let's try not to use the word equal when defining an equal symbol. Yeah. Okay. Have you ever heard the equal sign described as being just the same as? Something's the same as something else, right? The reason why we can write something, we're going to put it over here. We can write 5 plus 2 equals 7. We're saying that 5 plus 2 is the same as 7. Having 5 and adding 2 is the same value as, the same as 7. The equal symbol is another comparison symbol, right? We've got less than, we've got greater than, we've got equal to, means the same as, okay? So an equation is a mathematical statement, which is how we describe an expression, but an equation tells us something a little bit more. It's a mathematical statement saying two values are the same. A mathematical statement that says two values are the same. 5 and 2 is the same value as 7. Okay? So when we look at this equation, this first one here, 8n plus 22 equals 54, we're saying that this value, 8n plus 22, is the same as 54. Okay? And starting tomorrow, or Monday, your job is going to be to figure out what value for the variable makes this the same as 54. Okay? Can n be 1? Why or why not? How do we answer that? How can we figure that out? Can n equal 1 here? Why or not? Yeah.
because if equals
What? Sorry?
if it equals 1, you'd just be doing 8 plus 22.
Right, if n equals 1, and we plug 1 in here, that's how we can test this, right? Is n 1? Well, let's put it in there. Let's see if this works. Is 8 times 1 plus 22 the same as 54? Well, Layla said, okay, 8 times 1 is just 8. Is 8 plus 22 the same as 54? Everybody at once. No, it's not, right? 8 plus 22 is 30. 30 is not the same as 54. It's not the same. It's unequal to. So can n be 1 in that equation? No, it cannot, because it doesn't make those two sides the same. Okay? So if you think about what we were doing yesterday with plugging values in for a variable, that's what we're doing today. Only now we're going one step further and we're saying, does this value for the variable make one side the same as the other? Can n be 7?
No.
Why not? Same reason kind of, right? If we plug 7 in for n, 8 times 7 plus 22, is that the same as 54? Well, 8 times 7 is 56. 56 plus 22 is 78. And 78 is not the same as 54, therefore n cannot be 7. So, sad face, we're upset, n can't be 1. Sad face, we're upset, n can't be 7. Maybe 4 will bring us a little bit of joy. Okay? Can n be 4?
Yes.
Why? Same thing, right? We're starting by plugging this in to the equation. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 plus 22 is 54. Yay! Okay? N can be 4. And in fact, n is 4. Is there any other number n can be?
No.
No. Okay, this is it. There's only one value that when you multiply it by 8 and add 22 gets you to 54, and that is 4. Okay? Questions on what we're doing here? Taking it one step further from yesterday, right? Yesterday I gave you a value for the variable, you plugged it in, you evaluated it, now I'm asking you to compare it. Is the answer that you get from plugging that in the same as the other side of the equation? Is it what we want the equation to equal? So it's one step further from yesterday. When you don't say anything, I don't know if you get it, and you're like, okay, move on. Or if you don't get it, and you're like, I'm too afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Good? Good. We're good? Okay, all right. Well, next one. Negative 2 times 3n plus 1 equals 28. I'm asking you, can n be 3? Okay? Are we good? Okay. Can n be 3? We're going to do the same thing that we did before, right? Take our expression, plug 3 in for n. So we have 3 times 3 plus 1. And I want to know, does this equal 28? Go ahead and solve that there. Okay? Take negative 2 times 3 plus 1. And when you have it, raise your hand. I won't call on you. I just want to know who's got an answer. Negative 2 times 3 plus 1. Follow the order of operations. You've got parentheses. Those come first, right? Multiplication, addition, okay? Take a look at it. When you've got a value, I won't call on you to ask. I just want to know who has done it. If you're not sure what you're doing, you are just evaluating this part right here. What is negative 2 times 3 plus 1? You can use your calculator if you need to. Try without it first. Okay, numbers aren't too crazy here. See if you can do it mentally, then check it with the calculator. When you have an answer, hand up. Just this first one. Negative 2, then in parentheses, 3 times 3 plus 1. What does that equal? Okay, now keep your hand up if you're bold, brave, believe in yourself, and want to answer it. Claire, what'd you get? Oh, very close. Very close. Madison. Negative 20, okay? So 3 times 3 is 9. We have to do parentheses first, right? 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 1 gives us 10. And so really, we're multiplying negative 2 by 10, because that's what's in our parentheses. And negative 2 times 10 equals negative 20. Okay? So does negative 20 equal 28? Does not, right? Obviously. Okay? So can n be 3? No, it cannot. Okay? Let's try the next one. Again, I'm going to have to do the same thing here. Is n negative 5? So we're going to take our expression in parentheses, 3 times negative 5 plus 1. Just evaluate this part right here. Think of what we did here, right? First we multiplied, then we added to get what's in the parentheses first, and then we multiplied by the negative 2. That's the order of operations that you should be following. Parentheses first, the multiplication, then the addition to close the parentheses, get that value, and then multiply that by negative 2. Again, when you have an answer, put your hand up. I will not call on you, but I just want to see that people are getting this done. Try and do it mentally first, if you can, and then check the answer with the calculator. Wait for a few more hands to go up to show that you have an answer. Then we'll see who wants to give it. Okay, keep your hand up if you're bold, brave, believe, and confident. Liam, what'd you come up with?
28.
28? Good job. So in our parentheses, 3 times negative 5 is a negative 15. Negative 15 plus 1 is a negative 14, not negative 16, right? Negative 15 plus 1, you're going to the right on the number line, closer to 0, negative 14. And negative 2 times negative 14 does equal 28. Okay? So, can n be negative 5? Yes, it can. Can n be anything else? No. So do we even have to test negative 2? No. Right? If n is negative 5, it can't be this as well. We don't even have to test it. Okay? We already found the one that does work. But again, parentheses first. Within the parentheses, multiply. Add negative 15 plus 1, negative 14, which multiplied by the negative 2 is positive 28. How are we doing? Questions? Okay. If you feel like you get this, continue to rock on. Your homework is the rest of the page here. It says, decide if the given value for the variable is a solution to the equation. The given value is what's bolded here. So this is what you are plugging in, okay, for each of them. And all your answer really is a yes or a no, right? Can n be 3? Can n be negative 12? Can n be 4? Can n be 6? Now, if all you write is a yes or a no for an answer, you're not going to get credit, right? Because you can just guess on all of them. I need to see the work. What is the work? I want you to rewrite this equation with that value plugged in, right? The bolded value is what you are testing. So that goes in for the variable. 3 goes in for n. This becomes 3 minus 13 equals 10. Does 3 minus 13 equal 10? Does not. What does 3 minus 13 equal? Negative 10. Is negative 10 the same as positive 10? No. Okay? So then here your answer, then you can write no. So I need to see how you get there. I need to see the work. And if you say, I just use a calculator, you still got to write it out. Use a calculator to check your answer. Certainly, for sure. 100%. Okay? But I also need to see you writing it out. Is there another one you want to go over together? We can take a couple examples if you would like. Anybody? You don't want any freebies? Very few things in life are free. I'm offering you some free answers here. Not even like that one with all the parentheses there. That looks hard. I want to do that one. Okay. Plugging in 3 for 8 minus 4, then in parentheses 3 minus 5. We want to know if that equals 16. The only thing that changes is what we put in for the variable. And 3's going in for it there. Okay? So, order of operations, parentheses first. 8 minus 4 times negative 2. 3 minus 5 equals negative 2. Are we going to subtract next or multiply next? Following the order of operations. Subtract or multiply? Multiply. What are we multiplying? We're multiplying negative 4 by negative 2. Remember, that subtraction sign is tricky because it's also a negative sign that belongs to the 4. And what's negative 4 times negative 2? Madeline? Positive 8. Exactly. So this becomes 8 plus 8, which is 8 plus 8 the same as 16? Certainly is. So this does work. And can be 3. In fact, and is 3. It can't be anything else. Okay? But that's what you're to be doing on this assignment. Right? The last two, where it says write a true equation with a variable value of 9. You can't use this one, obviously, because I'm going to but what I'm looking for here is like, if my expression is 2n plus 1, and n has to be 9, because this is a variable value of 9, what would my solution be? What would I put on the other side of the equal sign? If I start with 2n plus 1, which I just made up off the top of my head, there's no rhyme or reason to doing that, it was just, you know. But what would I put on the other side? If my variable value is 9, what goes on the other side? 19. Okay? Right? Done. Answer. It says write a true equation with a variable value of 9. Meaning if I plug 9 into my equation for the variable, it works. It's true. You can't use that one. You got to use something else. Okay? But that's what I'm looking for here. And then the next one, same kind of deal with a variable value of negative 4. Are we sure we're okay?
Yep.
Okay. 8 minutes left to work. This is due on Monday because tomorrow is a retake day. So get your practice work done. Get ready to go. I'm after school today. 2 weeks until the end of the try. Entrance exam stuff was given to you last week, what you're current on. You just got a test back. Any 2s that are on there, you need to retake. PO8, PO9, we're out of 8, so if you got a 5 or less, retake those. That's all in your binder for you. And that is how you math.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.